Basic Education Principal Secretary Belio Kipsang assures that learning in junior secondary schools is ongoing despite intern teachers striking.
Beginning July 1st this year, the base study will reduce from 17.1 to 16.39.
And the Energy and Petroleum Regulatory Authority (EPRA) announces a reduction in the base tariff from 17.1 to 16.39 effective from July. Now it is the 23rd of May. Thank you so much for joining us for this particular program tonight. My name is Brian Amwai. Our sign language interpreter tonight is Clement Muli. Let's begin. Now President William Ruto will return home from his visit to the United States of America with a bag overflowing with goodies worth billions of shillings. Now in a landmark achievement, Kenya emerges as the first sub-Saharan African country to be designated as a major non-NATO ally of the United States. And as Mariam Mujahid reports, the visit marked by high-level meetings between Ruto and his host, President Joe Biden, saw the signing of multiple deals spanning various governmental and private sectors.
Ready, close. Ready, shut.
The head of state, William Ruto, has officially opened the first state visit to Washington, D.C. by an African leader in more than 15 years. As President Joe Biden seeks to counter geopolitical headwinds across the African continent. During a roundtable at the White House, the two presidents discussed various topics, including technology. President Ruto praised the U.S. for allocating more resources to Kenya's digital space.
We have a historic moment to explore investment opportunities between Kenya and the United States.
We need you to help us find opportunities to bring the public and private sectors together. And we need you to help us strengthen the supply chains and industries of the future, including clean energy and e-commerce as well. And we need you to keep investing in the diversity of our democracies, which will make this innovation possible. So in return, I promise we'll prioritize technological partnerships between our countries.
Ruto's official U.S. visit coincides with the Ministry of Interior's plans to deploy at least 200 police officers to Haiti between the 24th and 25th of this month. The U.S. government emphasized their commitment to partnering with Kenya to ensure peace prevails in the Caribbean nation.
I really want to persuade friends, the great people of America whom we share values of democracy, freedom, rule of law, to work with us so that we can do more for peace and security as Kenya.
Thank you again for being here and look forward to working with you. And you know, we keep investing in the true strengths of our nations, our people, and in the years ahead.
Additionally, Ruto highlighted the opportune moment to pursue investment opportunities between Kenya and the United States.
We share common values of freedom, democracy, rule of law, and we are celebrating this year 60 years of a solid friendship between the United States and Kenya, sharing in many areas.
Kenya and America are celebrating 60 years of partnership. As a statement to their close ties, the U.S. has pledged millions of dollars to various sectors in Kenya, including education, security, democracy, anti-corruption efforts, and technology. Additionally, the White House has committed to providing 16 U.S. manufactured helicopters to enhance Kenya's security operations and peacekeeping missions. On the other hand, USAID will contribute $24.5 million to support the Kenya Primary Literacy Program. This reaffirms the strong bond between the two nations and underscores their commitment to mutual development and cooperation.
To consummating some of the discussions around this table into concrete investments going into the future.
Ruto also met with the Representative Speaker Mike Johnson. The meeting was attended by various senators from both Republicans and Democrats.
We're really grateful for Kenya's partnership in opposing extremists around the world and partnering together to oppose Al-Shabaab and the jihadists and stand against the Houthis in the Red Sea and other places.
Later on, President Ruto and his counterpart Joe Biden, in a colorful ceremony, inspected the Guard of Honor at the White House.
Now, away from that, opposition leader Raila Odinga left the country on Thursday morning for the United Kingdom. Now, during his visit, Odinga will deliver a keynote address at the University of Oxford, where he was invited by the Oxford Africa Society. Now, the former Prime Minister will also touch on his bid for the Africa Union Commission chairmanship in his address. Thursday morning, as Mayor Chief Raila Odinga flew out of the country to deliver a keynote address at the University of Oxford, invited by the Oxford Africa Society. The speech, titled Africa's Trajectory of Resilience and Renewal, is expected to highlight the continent's challenges and opportunities, focusing on leadership's pivotal role in steering Africa towards progress and prosperity. As Mayor spokesperson Dennis Onyango stated that Odinga will offer insights from his extensive experience in public service and advocacy. He will focus on the continent's challenges and opportunities and the pivotal role of leadership in steering Africa towards a future characterized by progress and prosperity. Odinga is also expected to discuss his bid for the Africa Union Commission chairmanship in the February 2025 elections, aiming to succeed Charles Musa Faki. So far, he has met several diplomats as he campaigns for the AUC post. On May 22nd, Raila hosted Egypt's ambassador to Kenya, Nasruddin Attia, and Martin Broer of the Netherlands to outline his vision for Africa and campaign for the AU seat. With backing from several countries secured through President William Ruto, including Ghana, Uganda, Tanzania, South Sudan, Guinea-Bissau and Angola, Raila will face three other Eastern African candidates: Djibouti's Mohamed Yusuf, Somalia's Fozia Yusuf, and Seychelles' Vincent Meriton. Meanwhile, Raila addressed concerns about opposition politicians accompanying President Ruto on his U.S. visit. He clarified that leaders like Wavinya Ndeti, Gladys Wanga and Opiyo Wandayi were invited by the U.S. government. The statement reads, all Azimio leaders accompanying the president were invited by the U.S. government and have his and the coalition's permission to join the president on this mission, in line with established democratic traditions and the wider interest of the Kenyan nation that Azimio stands for. Odinga emphasized the importance of their visit, urging them to help the U.S. understand key issues for Kenyans. Now, the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission, EACC, has initiated the process of seizing over 113.8 million shillings from the bank accounts of former Nairobi County Chief Finance Officer Jimmy Kiamba, his family and associates. Now, following a Supreme Court judgment rendered on Thursday, the EACC will also auction property worth 500 million shillings, believed to be proceeds of corruption, as Kiamba could not explain the source of his wealth. Martin Opiyo now reports.
After attempts to find solace at the Supreme Court following a Court of Appeal ruling that his accumulated wealth was unexplained, Jimmy Mutuku Kiamba's moves hit a dead end today. Through a five-judge bench, Mohamed Ibrahim, Smokin Wanjala, Njoki Ndungu, Isaac Lenaola and William Oko, the Supreme Court opined that the former finance officer at the Nairobi County government did not provide satisfactory evidence to ascertain that his wealth was acquired properly. Following the ruling, the EACC was given the right to seize over 113.8 million shillings held in various bank accounts belonging to Jimmy Kiamba, his family members and associates. All were ordered to surrender the proceeds to the government. The Supreme Court also gave the EACC the go-ahead to seize and auction 7 multi-million shilling properties with a market value estimated to be around 500 million shillings. The properties are located in Runda, Dennis Pritt Road and South Sea, all within Nairobi. Kiamba has the option of choosing to pay the total market value of the properties to the EACC. The Supreme Court orders affirmed that the Court of Appeal's ruling and that of the High Court, which all ruled that the former county official and associates were in possession of unexplained wealth. EACC spokesperson Eric Ngumbi welcomed the decision, pointing out that their move to file the case was after investigations established that Kiamba was in possession of wealth that was not commensurating with his non-legitimate sources of income. As such, Kiamba could not reasonably have acquired such wealth other than through corrupt conduct. EACC says that Kiamba failed to satisfactorily account for disproportion in his wealth when given the opportunity to do so, thus triggering the forfeiture proceedings. This was done between 2009 and 2015. Martin Opio, K24 TV, Nairobi.
From matters corruption to matters education, now the Ministry of Education has assured parents there is no crisis in schools, despite the ongoing junior secondary school teachers' demonstrations across the country. Now, Education Principal Secretary Belio Kipsang has stated that plans are underway to address the teachers' concerns. However, as Milia Kisienya reports, the JSS teachers allege that the Teachers Service Commission is attempting to shortchange their demands.
Hundreds of intern junior secondary school teachers have been staging strikes and walkouts across the country for weeks now, disrupting the education system. Their primary grievance: the notoriously low pay they receive, which they argue is driving this shutdown in learning.
And if they think that we are going to get tired, you are wrong. Tuko hapa each and every day. Hii ndio staff room yetu, hii ndio dormitory, hii ndio cafeteria.
Despite the defiance and the resulting paralysis in learning, the Ministry of Education has assured parents there is no cause for alarm, as learning is still ongoing without the presence of the striking teachers.
There is disruption, yes, but I can tell you that we have backup systems and our children are learning.
While releasing the school survey data collection exercise at Moi Girls, Kipsang noted that plans are underway to address the ongoing demonstrations.
Intern teachers, if they check in our budget for the next financial year, we have provided for their confirmation, because from day one we say that we shall be undertaking a 2-year internship program which will automatically take you to P&P. So for sure, they are just jumping the gun.
Despite assurances from the Ministry of Education of a lasting solution to end the persistent stalemate, tensions are still high as JSS teachers fault the ministry's efforts. They allege a hidden agenda aimed at shortchanging their demands. Yesterday, the Committee for Education, through its chair Julius Melly, confirmed that 300 billion Kenya shillings has been allocated to employ the protesting teachers on a permanent basis. However, only 26,000 teachers will be absorbed.
TSC wants to recruit 26,000 teachers. We want to remind TSC, it is not 26,000, it is 46,000 teachers.
Our letter of appointment was saying 2 subjects only. We are following that.
And you must be
Otherwise, they should go back and change that. Yes. And pay us the same way they are paying the others who are doing the same work we are doing.
Meanwhile, a spot check of schools within Nairobi County revealed that some schools have been forced to use teachers from the lower primary levels, and in some cases, head teachers had to step in to ensure learning continues.
That is one thing. The teachers are trying to cover up, because even us that we are here, they are saying that we are in school. Yes. They are filling the data that we are in school, and as you can see, we are in our staff room here.
Milia Kisienya, K24 TV.
All right, 14 minutes past the hour. We are due for our first break here on K24 Evening Edition. Don't go too far. We'll be back with more.
Mwezi huu wa Mei, changamka na StarTimes. Tunaleta joto na channels mpya na shows mpya.